days a week. An amazing deal at an amazing place. Choice steaks, ribs, seafood, pasta, a big fresh salad, even the steak and lobster, any entree, your second dinner's free. The Fox and Hounds desserts, and I love those, and huge ice cream drinks, buy one, get one free. Unwind with an old-fashioned, a Manhattan, 20 bourbons on their bourbon list, over 100 fine wines, 8 elegant dining rooms with real wood-burning fireplaces. Wherever you live, it's worth the spectacular drive through the Kettle Moraine for your free dinner. Just off Highway 167, 2 miles east of Holy Hill, a top choice award winner for fine dining and most romantic restaurant. Take your family to the Fox and Hounds this week. Half your dinners are free. I love this place. FoxandHoundsRestaurant.com.
As clutch of a player to ever play basketball.
It's Dame time on Season 4 of Behind the Bucks on Bucks Plus.
This year I was like, I need to impose myself more on this team.
Explore Damian Lillard's journey to becoming a top 75 player in NBA history.
That's what really had me feeling like this is going to be great.
Behind the Bucks is presented by Gallagher, your trusted insurance broker, and H&R Benefits Consultant. Find Bucks Plus on bucks.com/plus, the Bucks app, and wherever you get podcasts.
No matter how many people are in your family, buying new jackets for the cold weather months can be expensive. But when you shop St. Vincent de Paul thrift stores, prices on cold weather jackets will give you a sigh of relief because thrift store prices mean great deals. And right now we have a great selection. Find great deals on cold weather jackets for the family at St. Vincent de Paul thrift stores on Highway 100 in Layton and Greenfield, 23rd in Lincoln, and 76th and Bradley Road in Milwaukee.
Ooh, you're gonna love it, St. Vincent de Paul.
You can't beat Burkhart.
New Berlin and Fox Point.
Your trusted and relevant source for news, sports, traffic, and weather. We are Wisconsin's radio station. News Radio 620, WTMJ, Milwaukee.
It's 1 o'clock and 39 degrees in Milwaukee. Today, mostly sunny, a high of 44 by the lake, 53 inland. Tonight, mostly clear. We'll dip down to 32 for the low. From the WTMJ Breaking News Center, I'm Jessica Ty. President Trump responds to EU tariffs after the U.S. imposes tariffs on steel and aluminum.
Of course I'm going to respond.
President Trump said when asked if he would retaliate with more tariffs.
The EU was set up in order to take advantage of the United States.
And he said Ireland was included.
Of course they are. I can't, I have great respect for Ireland and what they did. And they should have done just what they did. But the United States shouldn't have let it happen. We had stupid leaders.
He said the EU treats the U.S. very badly.
European Union's been very tough. And it's our turn.
Stacey Lynn, CBS News, Washington.
A 17-year-old girl is dead after a reckless driving crash in Racine.
Tariana Scales was driving a car with 4 friends in it when they were hit near 16th and Taylor over the weekend. Scales died Tuesday. At least one of the teenage passengers also remains in the hospital today. That according to the Racine Journal-Times. The driver of the vehicle that hit them was clocked at 90 miles per hour just moments before the crash. That driver, Salvador Coronado, remains in the hospital as well. He spent some time behind bars in the past for fleeing an officer. Charges have yet to be filed in this case. Eric Bilstead, WTMJ News.
The city clerk in Madison was just placed on administrative leave.
The move comes amidst an ongoing investigation by the city and the Wisconsin Elections Commission into how 193 ballots went uncounted during the 2024 general election. Madison City Attorney Michael Haas will fill in for Witzel Bell while the investigation continues. Last week, the Elections Commission voted to force Madison City workers to sit for depositions. That list is expected to include Witzel Bell. The commission meets later this afternoon to consider further action relating to the missing ballots. Adam Roberts, WTMJ News.
School resource officer training continues today for 38 Milwaukee police officers ahead of the court-ordered deadline of Saturday to get officers back into Milwaukee public schools. Director of Operations for the National Association of School Resource Officers, Mac Hardy, tells TMJ4 the job requires a unique skill set.
Dealing with the adolescent brain development, to understand that, to understand where the brain development is on these kids, working with students with disabilities, understanding traumatized kids, and understanding kids while they're in stress.
The officers have to complete 40 hours of training and pass an exam with a score of 70% or higher. In Greenland, a surprise election result as President Trump eyes the massive resource-rich country.
The center-right Democrat Party winning the most votes in Greenland's parliamentary elections. Their leader had previously said Greenland is not for sale. This comes as U.S. President Trump has said he wants to take control of the island one way or another. The Democrats did not win a majority, meaning they'll likely have to form a coalition government. It was a pro-U.S. party that came in second, recording its best results ever in Tuesday's vote. That party wants a snap referendum on independence and closer ties to the U.S. Inez de la Cuetara, ABC News, at the Foreign Desk.
Time for news about your money. The WTMJ Annex Wealth Management Market Update. We're looking a little bit better than we have been over the last couple of days. The Dow is down 63 points to 41,370, but the S&P 500 and the NASDAQ are both up. S&P 500 is up 24 points to 5,596. NASDAQ is up nearly 171 points to 17,606. Financial planning at every level. Annex Comprehensive Wealth, Annex Private Client, Annex Ignite. Details at annexwealth.com. Sports, traffic, and weather are next. Outdoor Living Unlimited WTMJ News Time is 1:04.
Look what I found.
What is it?
It's a list of the traditional and modern anniversary gifts for each year of marriage.
Sarah and I use a different list.
But go ahead and tell us about yours.
The traditional gift for your first anniversary is paper, but the modern gift is a clock.
Well, our list says the first anniversary is always diamond jewelry.
What's your list called?
The People's Choice.
The traditional gift for your 6th anniversary is iron, but the modern gift is wood.
What a coincidence. For the 6th anniversary, our list says diamonds again.
What do you have for the 10th anniversary, Rick?
Traditional is aluminum, modern is diamond jewelry.
Well, there you go. Our lists agree.
What have you got for the 7th anniversary?
Copper and a desk set.
Nope. Diamonds again.
I'm beginning to see the wisdom of the People's Choice list.
It's good to have you on board.
Can I ask you something?
Sure.
Did you make up that People's Choice list, or is it real?
Well, we're people, aren't we?
Find the Kesslers nearest you at KesslersDiamonds.com.
Hi, folks. This is Hank Albert, owner of BBC Lighting. At BBC, we sell all the top brands of lights and ceiling fans, such as Visual Comfort, Tech, Schoenbeck Crystal, and hundreds more. We get every brand, and our prices are the lowest. I guarantee it. In our award-winning showroom, you'll also find factory closeouts with lights and fans priced well below their original cost. If it's lampshades or repairs you need, we do all that too. There's something for everyone at BBC, including fun for the kids and our famous free popcorn. We're open Monday through Friday, 9 to 5, Saturday, 10 to 4, and located at 20th and St. Paul Avenue, across from Sobelman's, near the Potawatomi Casino. Stay safe and healthy, my friends.
Time for a WTMJ Sports Update from the Gruber Law Office's One Call, That's All Sports Desk. No game for the Milwaukee Brewers today, but progress for starter Brandon Woodruff, who made his first start since 2023 in a minor league appearance against the Padres.
It's 17 months and finally getting back out there. It was an emotional day, I would say, early on today, just being around the guys and with the support and everything. I know it's just a minor league game, but it means a lot.
Woodruff faced 5 batters. He's hopeful to appear in a Cactus League game before spring training ends. The NFL league year and free agent signing period begins in less than 2 hours now at 3 o'clock this afternoon. Aaron Rodgers is reportedly drawing interest from the Pittsburgh Steelers and New York Giants. Both teams will be in the Packers' schedule this season. And in college basketball, the Marquette Golden Eagles begin Big East tournament play tomorrow afternoon. That's a 1:30 game against Xavier. And the Wisconsin Badgers begin play in the Big Ten tournament tomorrow afternoon at 1:30. They're up against the winner of tonight's game between Northwestern and Minnesota. Badger Sports Update sponsored by Siding Unlimited. Siding and a whole lot more. Checking out the roads with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons paving time saver traffic. No crashes to let you know about at the moment. That's great news. We have a couple disabled vehicles on the system, most not causing problems. The newest one, I-43 south at I-94 west. Right shoulder is blocked due to a car that's broken down. And here's your WTMJ 5-day forecast. Today, mostly sunny. High of 44 by the lake, 53 inland. Low of 32 tonight, mostly clear skies. Tomorrow, mostly sunny and a high of 50 by the lake, 59 inland. Friday, partly cloudy, windy, some thunderstorms at night, so take note of that. But the highs on Friday, high of 61 by the lake, 70 inland. That's going to feel nice. Saturday, mostly cloudy, windy, and rain, high of 57. Sunday, mostly cloudy, breezy, and colder. A few flurries are possible on Sunday, high of 39. It's currently 42 degrees in Sturtevant, 41 in Port Washington, and 39 here in downtown Milwaukee. I'm Jessica Ty. Outdoor Living Unlimited WTMJ News Time is coming up on 109.
65,498 square miles. We've got a lot to cover, so let's get to it. This is Spanning the State, and here are your hosts, Kristin, Brey, and Brian Noonan.
Good afternoon. Happy hump day, Brian.
Yes, it's good to be almost through with the week.
Almost through with the week. And what's crazy is we are approaching that time of year where we will not be on 5 days a week because of the Brewers.
That's right. Listen,
I was just looking at the calendar. It's coming, and it's coming fast.
Coming fast, and listen. I'll take the days. I'll let the Brewers play. They only listen. The guys only have 162 games. Why we're going to deny them a couple? Nah, that can't be.
All right, but we still have a show today. So what's coming up today? Well, at the bottom of the hour, imagine being in your late teens and being diagnosed with mental illness and having your doctor say, along with that mental illness, you're never going to work again.
Not good.
What do you do? How do you tackle that? We are going to be talking to lacrosse mental health advocate and content creator. He's got over 1 million followers on TikTok. Cody Green, who was diagnosed with schizophrenia when he was in college. And he has a new book out called Mind Over Meetings, A Personal Perspective on Wellness in the Workplace. So I'm looking forward to him to talking about what he has learned of overcoming his mental health issues and what others can learn from him.
Very nice. And then at 2:35, we're going to talk to the executive director of Habitat for Humanity Wisconsin. There was a big meeting last week in Green Bay of all the affiliates of Habitat for Humanity. We'll find out what's going on and how they are bringing affordable housing to people here in Wisconsin.
And your experience.
And my experience with Habitat.
Yeah, absolutely. But first, I guess, do you have any trips coming up this year, Brian? Like trips where you have to get on a plane?
No, unfortunately.
Okay.
Fortunately.
I was going to say, is that by design, or is that because you're saving up for Molly's wedding?
So far, the places we're going, I'm going to drive just because it's less hassle.
How do you normally feel about flying? Because you're not, my dad doesn't like flying because he's a big guy.
I'm not a nervous flyer. It's uncomfortable because if you're over, I think 5'8", the seats are very short as far as leg room and stuff. But I'm always willing to put up with it because I know I'm going to a better place.
Okay.
Which is how I feel about
What's
disease,
the longest
too.
flight you've ever dealt with?
I think when we went to Ireland and when we went to Spain, those are like 8 or 9 hour flights.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, I don't fly first class. I'm in steerage with the rest of the unwashed.
You didn't walk up to the flight attendant at the desk, be like, "Look at me, give me the bulkhead seat."
Does that work?
Give me an exit out. Sometimes it used to work for my dad more often because when you're 6'8",
that would be hard.
Give me a break, man.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Longest flight, I went to Australia, which was
oh my god,
and I've gone to not Thailand, Bali, but that
How
flew
long
through.
were
Those were
those?
like 15, 16.
Oh,
so that is the thing about those flights is you just think about what it is to go to Europe.
Yeah,
that's halfway. It's like finishing a half marathon. I've done 2 half marathons. I've never done a full marathon. And both times I've done a half marathon, looking at the people, it's like, oh, you have to do another one of these? Like everyone who's signed up to do the full.
Ooh.
Yeah. So you're not flying because of recent events.
No, listen. Am I concerned about recent events? It seems like it's raining planes. Yes, that does concern me. I plan on flying in the future, so I'm not. I still think flying is very safe. I'm not nervous about it.
Okay.
That's not it. Sometimes, we're going to Pittsburgh next month again for our daughter's graduation party or engagement party. Graduation, I wish. Anyway, engagement party. We could fly or we could drive. Between the cost of airfare, getting to the airport so much earlier, all the time involved, then renting a car there, and I'm saving time and money by getting in the car and just shooting down the tollway.
Well, it's interesting because there's been 2 recent plane crashes, obviously, that we all witnessed. And apparently that has stoked fear and worries among flyers, and it's prompted some to pull back on travel plans. And so this is according to 2 different CEOs. So this is both the Delta Airlines CEO and the American Airlines CEO. and that have both said that the crash, or really, was that January or was that February? January. Because it was right. It was right.
Yep.
It was like basically the week after the inauguration, right?
Exactly.
That the fatal crash when American Airlines flight happened, and then obviously the Delta that flipped over.
Flipped over.
And so both companies have changed their revenue projections for the year.
Makes sense.
And there's also, both CEOs have said it's obviously some fears about these crashes.
Yeah.
But there's also uncertainty about the economy.
Yeah. People are putting off vacation plans. Any big purchases that are not necessary, people are looking again and going, do we really need to fly to wherever?
Yeah.
Maybe we could do something a little closer to home, or maybe we push the vacation a little bit to see what shakes out.
So it'll be interesting to see how that impacts flight cost. Like, I know we were planning on, we were looking at the end of March, and then we realized that's spring break.
Yes.
And so flights are a little bit more expensive than they normally would be. And since we do not have a school-age child yet, we'll hold off. But once we finally do decide to go somewhere, we would typically be using Southwest Airlines, because Southwest is the largest carrier out of Mitchell Airport.
Okay.
But they've made a decision that maybe will cause some people to use Southwest less. So when we come back, we will talk about the competitive differentiator that Southwest had that they're getting rid of, and if that will make a difference. So stay with us on Spanning the State.
Whatever you want to call this season, we're over it. Time to look forward to...
Fly ball, right field, it is deep, it is gone!
Spring training is finally here and back on the radio.
Back again and gone again for Hoskins.
Make sure to catch our next spring training broadcast as the Brewers take on the Giants Friday at 3. No matter the season, we are the home of the Brewers. WTMJ.
Hey, it's Brian Noonan here, and I am very excited to talk to you again about Milwaukee weight loss. This is an unbelievable journey. I started it about 7 weeks ago. I wanted to get healthier. I wanted to lose weight. 7 weeks, I've already lost 43 pounds. Now, I'm not bragging when I tell you that. I just want you to know how great I think the program is and how I know it will work for you too, because it's working for me. It is the secret to losing up to a pound of fat every day. It's a program that was designed by doctors. It's easy to follow, helps you lose weight fast, naturally. There's no shots. I don't have to take prescriptions. I don't buy crazy prepackaged meals or bars or shakes. I use my own food. I follow their directions, and I do great. The program is helping me reset my metabolism. It'll do that to your metabolism, too. I don't know how. Trust me, though, it will. The program costs up to half as much. It works twice as fast as most other programs. So go to MilwaukeeWeightLoss.com, schedule your free consultation. Many patients lose 20 to 30 pounds in about a month or two. That's the initial reduction phase. Look at me. I'm over that. You could do that too. It's crazy. I really mean it. It's crazy watching yourself lose up to a pound of fat every day. If you're looking to start a healthier journey with your life, schedule your free consultation by calling 262-449-1180 or go online to MilwaukeeWeightLoss.com. That's MilwaukeeWeightLoss.com. Results may vary.
When Blaine's Farm and Fleet was founded 70 years ago, selling goods at a discount wasn't the norm. The Blaine brothers helped pioneer a new era in retail, and we've helped supply Midwest farms and families with quality products at unbeatable prices ever since. Like 5 quarts of Valvoline full synthetic motor oil, $20.99 after mail-in rebate, and select DeWalt sump pumps, $224.99. All other sump pumps are 10% off. In-store or online, we've got the value you need to do things your way. Blaine's Farm and Fleet. Be an original.
Oh, a little Steve Miller. We will not be flying like an eagle. That's, is that United? We won't be flying like a heart either if you are an angry Southwest loyal flyer.
Indeed, indeed. So, how do you usually choose? Do you have a loyalty program?
I'm a Rapid Rewards member with Southwest.
So you were a Southwest person.
When Molly was in New Orleans, we exclusively flew Southwest.
Okay.
I've been flying when I was on the road.
So is
a
that
lot
Midway
of times.
instead
That's
of O'Hare?
Midway.
Okay.
I would fly Southwest when I was flying somewhere to go on the road. I used Southwest
back when they didn't even have, when they had like A, B, and C boarding, and you had to go before A, B, and C boarding, you would just line up at the gate.
And before there was actually a number.
Yes. So I've been flying Southwest a long time.
So indeed, if you have missed this news, the final free bag holdout has fallen. Southwest Airlines said yesterday it is going to start charging for checked bags for the first time in its history, but not for everyone. If you are a Rapid Rewards A-List preferred member and a Business Select Fare passenger, you will still get 2 free checked bags. So are you not an A-List?
I'm not an A-List anywhere.
But wasn't it just an upgrade? If you're gonna, I mean, I guess if you're flying less, it's probably maybe not worth the upgrade.
Right.
But
you have to fly a certain amount of. You have to fly like 40 one-way trips to get the A-List preferred. And right now I'm not flying like that anymore.
Yeah, exactly.
If I could fly from my house to here, that would be great.
There you go. But so the change. So, anyways, and this is a big deal for us here in Milwaukee because it's the largest airline coming out of Mitchell. It's There's 18 different direct flight destinations, with one adding to San Diego in August, later this year.
Yeah, later this year.
But it's interesting because if Southwest is doing this, my question is, why fly Southwest? Because I feel like in the reality of originally Southwest was cheaper, which it's not anymore.
Yes, not anymore.
You could change your flight without a fee. Because I remember that always being with United, which was the other airline that I would fly often when I lived on either coast. It's like a $200 change fee, but they waived that. That's gone now.
Right.
And then it was the free bags, which if you were checking 2 bags can be up to like $100 if you add it to your fare. And so if Southwest is doing this now, why fly Southwest?
There's no reason. There's no edge anymore. Southwest they had a lot of direct flights. Like you said, out of Mitchell, they have 18. Out of Midway, they had a ton. There was always a route to where you had to go. Price was always the first consideration. And the no bag fee goes into the price. And it was always very good. And it wasn't as bad as some of the other low-cost carriers. That was...
I don't know if I've ever flown Spirit. Is it terrible?
I flew Spirit once.
And never again.
Never again. Sometimes it's better to... I look at airfare sometimes like I look at my shoes. Pay money for the better flight.
Yes.
So that's how... But now that everybody is competing, Southwest prices, as you mentioned, are not that much different. Yeah. And if I can get on some others where I might not get 2 bags, but I might get 1 bag checked for free, or like you said, the change fee was huge. All the things that made Southwest desirable are now gone. And if you look at all the headlines today, a lot of them are the equivalent of the day Southwest died. And it's just become another airline that has to compete on a level playing field, and they don't have any international, so that knocks them out.
Yeah.
Except Puerto Rico.
Puerto Rico, there's a couple,
and
territory. There's a couple
okay.
in the Caribbean,
but
in Mexico, like Mexico, yeah.
It's not. There's no edge.
I know, and so that's what kind of the drama behind the scenes is interesting to me because last year that said they were never gonna change this because it also doesn't save them that much. I mean, it doesn't gain them that much money. It was basically the estimate is $1.5 billion a year compared to an expected loss of $1.8 billion in market share. But there has been an activist board member who's basically been looking at the lackluster outlook of this and been like, we're changing things up. And so this is like thus why these changes are happening. And I feel like this could be the end of Southwest because I just don't know why, unless, like our family, Mike's business card is tied to Southwest. So he has tons of miles, so it still makes sense for us to be using Southwest. But unless you already unless you're already invested in that way of I have so many miles to use or something like that, I don't know. It just becomes whatever's the cheapest flight then and may or may not be Southwest.
Right. And the fact that if you look at these investment management groups, it's the same as what happened to our industry, the radio industry.
Yeah.
These groups come in, they look just at the bottom line. And, I'm imagining any business you could go in, and if you look hard enough, you're going to find places that you could probably increase your profit a little bit. But at what cost? And that was when you said the amount of market share that they're going to lose over what they're going to gain. Boy, that doesn't, I'm not a businessman, but that doesn't seem like good ROI on this decision. And I have a feeling that somewhere down the line at business schools, they're going to look at this and go, this is a point where you took a business that was, no airline is making big money. But this is an airline that was doing okay,
fine.
Had a nice market share, and they decided to blow it all up.
They had bounced
for $100 a passenger.
Was it 2022 when they had that massive computer glitch?
Yes, it was during the holidays.
So they've bounced back from that PR nightmare, right?
But they're also laying off. This decision also comes with big layoffs and a reduction in staff. So it doesn't look good.
It doesn't look good. So now what are you going to fly?
I'm going to fly who's ever cheapest.
Okay. You're not going to do the loyalty thing?
No. I'll use, if I have any points left, I'll use the points.
Okay.
But after that, I have no loyalty. They don't have loyalty to us. If they had
No, I mean using the benefits of being, like when you fly one airline, you accumulate the points for loyalty, and so you end up potentially, arguably, saving money because you can use those points and accumulate them.
I'll go to somebody else and maybe get enough points where I get in the fancy Admirals Club or whatever before I fly, so I can hobnob and get behind the velvet rope. That's what I want. Yeah, what do I get at Southwest? I get to see some goofball in a Hawaiian shirt and a tiny bag of peanuts. That's not enough.
They got jokes.
Do they? I've sat painfully on the tarmac while these open micers try to entertain me. I think one time, I can't remember the specifics, but I do remember one time laughing pretty hard.
All right.
Other than that, I'm like, oh, I feel so bad that they're making you do this. I don't want a pity laugh on a flight. I have enough to worry about.
All right. Well, what do you think? Is this going to change whether or not you ever fly Southwest again? 855-616-1620. We will be back with more after this.
The only place to get this.
Gary Trent, deep corner three, and he splashes it through. The Bucks have vaulted back ahead by 2.
With some of this.
How are you not spamming Giannis and Dame two-man game and pick and rolls? Taurean Prince took 2 more shots in this game than Giannis did. It's tough to find numbers to support this.
Get it all on Bucks Talk, your all-encompassing Milwaukee Bucks postgame show. Only heard here on the home of the Bucks, WTMJ.
Hey, boaters!
Where else are you going to find weather stripping for a 77 Carver? That's what he said, and I don't know the answer to that one, but he sure was glad he found it here. I'm Dave Doro with Kendor Marine, and when it comes to boat parts and supplies, we have it all. If you're a boater and you need it, we got it. And that's why you got to get here. Boaters in the know exactly where to go. Kendor Marine, 57th and Ryan Road in Franklin.
Hey, boaters! Cruise to Kendor Marine. We got everything you need but the water.
KendorMarine.com.
Hey, boaters!
Inexperienced boaters are more than welcome here, because at Kendor Marine you'll find all the answers to your questions on parts, installation, troubleshooting, and the best part is, when we figure out what you need, we can grab it from our massive inventory of boat parts and supplies that no one around can match. I'm Dave Doro, and boaters in the know exactly where to go. Kendor Marine, 57th and Ryan Road in Franklin.
Hey, boaters! Cruise to Kendor Marine. We got everything you need but the water.
KendorMarine.com.
Hey, this is WTMJ's Steve Scavini for Heiser Automotive. I love talking about Heiser. Just picked up a 2023 pre-owned with very low mileage Chevy Silverado 1500 LT, beautiful glacier blue. Love it. Looks fantastic. It's got a black cloth interior. Every time I get in this truck, I say, that is amazing. 8-speed automatic transmission. Awesome mileage MPG for a truck. 24 city. Get this, 29 highway. Towing capacity, payload is big, all the things you love about Heiser. Here's what I love about Heiser, all the great programs. Whether you're talking a pre-owned or new, Safe and Sound program, right? Vehicle exchange program, right? Love it or exchange it. Valid on new or pre-owned vehicles, which is what I was talking about. Purchase or lease for the comfort of your own home. Roadside assistance for life. All the things you love about Heiser is all the reasons why they say every day, and why I always tell people at Heiser Automotive, today's your day.
Pastor Tim Butker here, inviting you to join us each week for Christian Crusaders. The Bible tells the greatest story ever told, one of hope, redemption, and new life. As we journey through a Bible overview and head towards Easter, We remember the death and resurrection of Jesus Christ, the Son of God, who conquered sin and the grave for us all. Grow in faith with us as we open the all-powerful Word of God. Tune in Sundays at 6 a.m. on WTMJ.
It's Spanning the State. I'm Brian Noonan.
And I am Kristin Brey. We were talking about the big Southwest decision to stop letting just anyone have 2 free bags. And Chad from Appleton texted in on the Citing Unlimited talk and text line saying, give it time. This is going to be like the new Coke. He thinks they're gonna reverse course and bring it back when they realize how many passengers they're
Well, we're
losing.
seeing a lot of that lately with decisions being made and then quickly pulled back. So, it's not unheard of.
It's not unheard of.
I was a little upset when they put in the ABC boarding groups. My flex was to get to the airport early enough to be the first person.
Why does that
in
not
line.
surprise me at all?
Of
How
course.
early would you have to get there?
I don't know, a couple hours. I'd sit down at the front of the line. Then you know why?
Did you ever get in a fight with anyone?
No, who's going to fight with me because I'm first in line?
No, I know, but I just feel like the edging out of people and throwing elbows.
Oh no, it was never like that. I would just, when I was done with my airport business, I would make my way to the door. While other people were sitting in chairs, I would sit on the floor. And that way I would get the exit row.
I was going to ask my next question.
Why.
Do you go exit row or do you go the first row?
No, exit row, 100%.
Why?
Because you could stretch your legs out. It's like poor person's first class.
The first row, you can stretch your legs out.
They used to have the ones that faced each other. The first two, before they upgraded their fleet, they had the bulkhead had seats that faced
you
each
can't
other.
have a bag underneath your seat if you're in the first row.
Exit row. Then I feel responsible. Like a hero.
All right, ABC News and local headlines are next.
ABC News, I'm Michelle Franzen. A day after Ukraine agreed to a U.S. proposed 30-day ceasefire with Russia, Russia today carrying out attacks across eastern Ukraine. President Trump at the White House did not call Russia out for its latest attack, but says he plans to talk with President Vladimir Putin in the coming days to hopefully get them to agree.
Hopefully we can get a ceasefire from Russia, and if we do, I think that would be 80% of the way to getting this horrible bloodbath finished. It's a bloodbath.
Russia says it's still studying the terms of the deal. President Trump defending his tariffs, including the 25% tariffs on steel and aluminum that kicked in today on countries worldwide. Allies like Canada, China, and Japan now imposing reciprocal duties on U.S. goods. Sweeping layoffs taking place at the Education Department. The Trump administration moving to cut some 50% of the workforce, saying it plans to shift funding to states. Critics say it will hurt underserved and special needs students in schools. This is ABC News.
Outdoor Living Unlimited WTMJ News Time is 1:31. I'm Jessica Ty. A Waukesha teenager arrested in Kansas for theft of his dead stepfather's property is making his initial appearance in court right now. 17-year-old Nikita Kassup is charged with stealing his stepfather Donald Mayer's car and a handgun. No charges have been filed related to the deaths of Mayer or Kassup's mother, Tatiana. Both were found dead earlier this month in their Waukesha home. Today, a Racine County judge ruled there is probable cause in the case of a 15-year-old Caledonia boy charged with killing his mother. That means Reed Galinsky will head to trial. The teenager faces one felony count of first-degree intentional homicide. He's accused of hitting his mother with a dumbbell before stabbing her over and over again in the Racine County home. He said he was inspired by a documentary on the Menendez brothers. Galinsky's bail was set at $1 million. Appleton International Airport will open 3 new gates in anticipation of extra travelers during the 2025 NFL Draft in Green Bay. The new gates are part of a larger concourse project that, when finished, will be able to accommodate larger planes. In 2024, Appleton International recorded 1 million travelers for the first time in its history. Time for news about your money. Here's the WTMJ Annex Wealth Management Market Update, and we're sitting even prettier than we were about a half hour ago. Everything is up in the green. How about that after the last few days? The Dow is up 16 points to 41,450. S&P 500 up 37 points to 5,610. And the NASDAQ is up 221 points to 17,657. Financial planning at every level. Annex Comprehensive Wealth. Annex Private Client. Annex Ignite. Details at annexwealth.com. Checking out the roads now with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons paving time saver traffic. No big crashes have popped up, but we do have a handful of disabled vehicles that are out in the system, including a few new ones. One of the newest, I-43 South at I-94 West. Right shoulder is blocked due to a car that's broken down there, but I do see on the cameras that a tow truck just pulled up, so hopefully that will be cleared soon. Another one of the newer ones, a disabled vehicle on the exit to Lincoln Avenue from 41-894 South in Milwaukee County. And here's the WTMJ 5-day forecast today. Mostly sunny, high of 44 by the lake, 53 inland. Tonight, mostly clear. We'll dip down to 32 for our low. Tomorrow, mostly sunny, high of 50 by the lake, 59 inland. Friday, listen to these temperatures. High of 61 by the lake and 70 inland. Partly cloudy, windy, and take note of this on Friday. We do have some thunderstorms at night. Saturday, mostly cloudy, windy with showers, high of 57. Sunday, mostly cloudy, breezy and colder. And on Sunday, a few flurries are possible again, high of 39. It is currently 40 degrees in Milwaukee, 41 in Port Washington, and 42 in Sturtevant. I'm Jessica Ty. Outdoor Living Unlimited. WTMJ News Time is 1:34.
Nestled in the heart of the Kettle Moraine Forest lies the historic Fox and Hounds Supper Club. WTMJ's John Mercure here. I love the Fox and Hounds. Journey through 90 years of history in the timbered stone structure. It's gorgeous. And when you buy one dinner, your second dinner is free 7 days a week. An amazing deal at an amazing place. Choice steaks, ribs, seafood, pasta, a big fresh salad, even the steak and lobster, any entree, your second dinner's free. The Fox and Hounds desserts, and I love those, and huge ice cream drinks, buy one, get one free. Unwind with an old-fashioned, a Manhattan, 20 bourbons on their bourbon list, over 100 fine wines, 8 elegant dining rooms with real wood-burning fireplaces. Wherever you live, it's worth the spectacular drive through the Kettle Moraine for your free dinner. Just off Highway 167, 2 miles east of Holy Hill, a Top Choice Award winner for fine dining and most romantic restaurant. Take your family to the Fox and Hounds this week. Half your dinners are free. I love this place. foxandhoundsrestaurant.com.
The deeper the hole, the more damage you're going to cause, especially if you're driving around with low tire pressure.
We're talking about potholes, and if you're not careful, they'll spring up out of nowhere and bite you right in the keister.
We've fixed broken ball joints, broken control arms, blown struts, damaged wheel alignments.
You name it, we've fixed it. That wheel alignment is an adjustment of your suspension, which is a system that connects your car to its wheels.
And when your alignment's off, you get uneven, premature tire wear, and we have a fix for that too.
If a pothole has bitten you where it hurts, come to Richlands for a professional evaluation by one of our ASE certified technicians.
And at the very least, we'll make sure you have the right amount of air pressure in your tires.
And remember, be safe, buckle up, and hey, always make sure you've got good tread on your tires. I'm Brett Matchke with Richlands. Your
Due for service.
Since 1964, we've changed your tires and so much more. Richlands Tire and Service, such a refreshing change. Richlands.
Welcome back to Spanning the State. I'm Brian Noonan.
And I'm Kristin Brey. And imagine being in your late teens or even early 20s, having your whole life ahead of you, and then being diagnosed with a mental illness. And not only that, but having your doctor tell you that because of that mental illness, you're never going to work again.
That I can't imagine. The second part is the worst part of this, because a lot of people get diagnosed and they can get treatment and they can live a fairly normal life. This scenario is just unimaginable.
Daunting. And so that was the reality for La Crosse mental health advocate Cody Green, who was diagnosed with schizophrenia when he was in college and has now, 10 years later, has a new book called Mind Over Meetings, A Personal Perspective on Wellness in the Workplace, offering insights on living with a mental illness and navigating employment. And he joins us now over the phone. Welcome to the show, Cody.
Hey there. Thank you guys so much for having me.
Sure.
Yeah, I feel like I've been following you on TikTok for a long time, so thank you for your advocacy and how open you are with all of this. But I guess take us back 10 years ago when you were first diagnosed. Like, what is it like to get that news and then also double that by saying that you're basically unemployable?
Yeah, it was a really challenging time for me. I grew up as a caregiver for my mom with schizoaffective disorder. So I knew what schizophrenia looked like, but unfortunately when I started showing symptoms, because it's a delusional disorder, it became almost impossible for me to recognize that I was struggling or that I needed help. And so I struggled for a few years before receiving the care I needed. And then when I finally got medication and a diagnosis, I was being told that, I would never work and I would never be able to build or maintain healthy relationships. And, there was all these limits being put on my life because of my diagnosis. And no one, thought that maybe with the right, access to care, medication, and treatment, that I would be able to be, functioning person with a really fulfilling life.
Well, that's what as I'm hearing you explain this, Cody. It's like, okay, if there's medication and treatment, what sets schizophrenia apart from other mental health disorders where a doctor would, if you have depression, if you have anything else, doctors don't tell you can't work. Why were they so negative with the schizophrenia when, as you said, there is medication and treatments?
Yeah, unfortunately, statistically, the doctor was really not incorrect. Most people with schizophrenia are unable to work. It's upwards of 80 to 90%. But a lot of the reason for that is not because people with schizophrenia are necessarily always unable to work. It's because workplaces are unwilling or unable to accommodate them. And that's what I figured out in my own journey. And part of the reason I decided to write this book, I decided to just go into the workplace. I tried a lot of different jobs and a lot of different industries. And I realized that although it was difficult for me to hold a job and I lost a lot of jobs early on, the bigger issue was workplaces weren't willing to accommodate me, or I wasn't willing to have those conversations because of the stigma around mental health and mental illness. And so it really was disheartening at the beginning.
And so diving a little bit deeper into that, when we're talking about what those accommodations can look like, what empathy looks like from the employer's perspective, because there is some discrimination that comes along with it. And so obviously there's some obstacles being the person who has different, challenges and diagnosis, but also like, what have you learned of what works from the employer standpoint of being able to be accommodating?
There's a lot of accommodations that workplaces can do just as an umbrella, to try to help anyone who might be struggling. There's going to be a lot of individual needs depending on the role and the person. But the first thing companies can do is have an open door policy, be willing to talk to employees, and then also provide mental health resources. So whether that's an EAP, whether that's an on-site person that they can go to, whether it's a person in your HR team that, they can go to for resources, something like that is a very good place to start. And then the best thing to do from there is make sure to have a lot of communication. And then if you can, try to educate other workers about mental health and mental illness and try to make it a very safe and open conversation.
Well, the discussion of mental health and mental illness has evolved, thankfully. But do you think part of the problem is schizophrenia is still wildly misunderstood by most of the public? I mean, it's gotten a little better. We don't all think that it's just multiple personalities like we saw in the movies, but it seems like a bigger issue that employers would need to educate themselves on to say, oh, okay, well, we have people with other mental health issues here. This one isn't going to be that much different.
Yeah, I think that's a great place to start. And that's where I really got started with advocacy. I use social media as a way to try to educate people about what schizophrenia actually looks like. And although it is a very severe mental illness, like I said, with the right treatment and medication, it can be something that people can live very full and functional lives with. So the main thing I think people need to do is, educate themselves, but be willing to educate others who might not know better.
In the different jobs that you've had, have you found any trends or patterns between what industries are kind of ahead of the game on this, if it's bigger companies versus smaller companies that tend to handle this better or be more equipped?
Yeah, it's a super good question. I've found that bigger companies tend to have more on-site resources. They have bigger human resources teams, so they tend to have like a health and wellness person. That being said, they're not always the best at addressing it when it comes to educating or communicating. Sometimes smaller companies can be better with that aspect. I really think it boils down to the person and the role. Everyone with schizophrenia is still different. You know, I'm not going to have the same interest or abilities as someone else with my diagnosis. I actually did really well in customer-facing roles. My last job before I started doing advocacy full-time was sales, and I actually really enjoyed it. That wouldn't be for everyone, especially for people who might struggle more with negative symptoms like memory or inability to, communicate, stuff like that. Everyone's symptoms are a little different, so the roles they need to be successful might need to be different as well.
Cody, you talked a little bit earlier about having difficulty talking to prospective employers about your diagnosis. If you're giving advice to people in your same situation, people who have a diagnosis of schizophrenia, when is it a good time to bring this up to a potential employer? Do you wait till after you're hired, or do you do it sometime in the interview process? When do you advise people to have this conversation?
Yeah, I think the best time to do it is right after you've been offered a job. Unfortunately, there is the fear that some people have that if they mention it, they'll be discriminated against. So I always recommend that people wait until they're offered a role. And then as soon as they do have a job, I do think it's important to bring it up as soon as possible. And the best way to do that is to meet with human resource and the manager you'll be actively working with, and just let them know about the diagnosis, let them know about what you struggle with. And you could even, if you've worked in similar roles and you know what kind of reasonable accommodations you might need, you can even let them know that right away. But having that conversation up front is a lot easier, because if you are like me, it was only a matter of time when I got a new job before I eventually had symptoms. And it's a lot harder to explain that if I, didn't have that conversation up front. And sometimes it made it very difficult to try to, hold on to a job or try to, explain after the fact.
And real quick, Cody, does this fall under the Americans with Disabilities Act, so that employers are legally bound to do something to give you those accommodations?
Yeah, absolutely. I do talk about the American Disability Act in my book. I do talk about, just workers' rights and a lot of things that workers should know in the idea of being able to protect themselves and know what they're able to ask for in terms of reasonable accommodations. But I think people need to be more aware, because the main thing I wanted to talk about in this book was that everyone has mental health. And it doesn't have to be someone with a mental illness or a mental health diagnosis. Anyone can struggle with, an issue that might cause them to go through burnout, or them to need accommodations or time off or some sort of help or resources. So this book is really meant for everyone. It's just through the lens of, my experience as a person with severe mental illness.
Well, Cody, like I said, you have a very popular TikTok and Instagram. So where can people find your book, but also where can they find you online?
Yeah, like you said, the book is called Minds Over Meetings. It's available on Amazon, Barnes & Noble, and a lot of other places online. If you're looking for my channels on social media, my username is Schizophrenic Hippie. There is a backstory to that username, but I don't have time for that now. But that is my username on TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube.
All right. Well, Cody Green, he is a lacrosse mental health advocate, and his book is Mind Over Meetings, a personal perspective on wellness in the workplace. Thank you so much for your time today, Cody.
Thanks, Cody.
Yeah. Thank you guys for having me.
Absolutely. All right. We will be back with more after this.
Are you over 18 years old, over 280 pounds, and interested in participating in a clinical research study? If so, you may be eligible to participate in a research study involving MRI scanning. You may qualify to participate if you are 18 years of age or older and not employed by GE Healthcare, are able to hear and understand English, are over 280 pounds, are not pregnant, do not have any tattoos or permanent makeup, have no implants with the exception of permanent orthodontic retainers and breast implants. Pierre O'Godden is a principal investigator for the study being held at 3200 North Grandview Boulevard in Waukesha. Study scans are investigational, and the use of these devices has not been cleared by the FDA. The study is not being performed for diagnostic purposes. It is not intended to replace your medical care. Your appointment will last up to 4 hours, and for your time and travel to GE Healthcare in Waukesha, you'll be offered a gift card valued at $80 per appointment at GE Healthcare's MRI facility. To learn more, please call GE Healthcare at 262-312-7855. Again, that's 262-312-7855.
Buy one pizza today, get a second pizza free at the amazing Mineshaft restaurant in Hartford and in Oshkosh. Don't cook, don't even think about it. You don't need to clean up either. Call, order, and pick up shortly, or just walk in for your free Thursday pizza, mineshaft.restaurant.com.
This change has leveled us up while being able to maintain the same quality of service that we've always provided, with no upfront fees and 1.9% real estate commission. We're proud to be part of the Century 21 family, so you can move fearlessly with the added confidence of top-of-the-line marketing for maximum home exposure. And that means more eyeballs and the real potential for the highest price for your home. This is Angela Calais with Century 21 Benefit Realty, benefit-realty.com, where you pay less for full service. Each office is independently owned and operated. With the ability to market luxury homes on a higher scale than ever before, Century 21 Benefit Realty has taken a huge step forward to tap into a global network of buyers. Maximum exposure to spotlight your unique home with our fine homes and estates marketing so you can sell it for the highest price. And with no upfront fees and 1.9% real estate commission, you win. This is Angela Calais with Century 21 Benefit Realty, benefit-realty.com, where you pay less for full service. Each office is independently owned and operated.
If you're living with dry age-related macular degeneration or dry AMD, you may be at risk for developing geographic atrophy or GA. GA can be unpredictable and progress rapidly, leading to irreversible vision loss. Now there's something you can do to
slow it down and get it going slower.
Izervay is proven to slow GA progression.
Izervay gets GA going slower.
Izervay or avacincaptad pagel is a prescription eye injection used to treat GA. Don't take it if you have an infection or active swelling in or around your eye. Izervay can cause eye infection, retinal detachment, or increased risk of wet AMD. Izervay may temporarily increase eye pressure. Your vision may be impaired after an eye injection or exam. Don't delay. Ask your doctor about Izervay today.
Izervay gets GA going slower.
Visit Izervay.com. That's IZERVAY.com.
It's Spanning the State. I'm Brian Noonan.
And I am Kristin Brey. All right, so we were just talking about accommodations when you have a pretty severe mental illness. But what about accommodations when you are a new mom?
Oh, come on. No, there should be the same accommodations.
Well,
if you want somebody in the workforce, you need to. You know, I've long thought big companies should have childcare. I know when we were first moving out to L.A., Debbie had interviewed with Disney, and they were going to offer a job. And part of the allure was that they had on-site daycare.
Yeah, which
it's unbelievable.
I wish.
Yeah, that would be great, right?
Craig Karmazin about that. There's a lot of good Karma Brands folks who have kids.
That would be
we could
good
do a
karma
daycare here.
indeed.
Yeah, indeed. All right. Well, I don't know if you remember this, but a couple weeks back, when there was the vote over the budget resolution, there was some footage that went, I don't know what's viral anymore, but I saw it.
It was pretty popular.
On
I
my
saw it
corner
too.
of the internet, I saw it a lot, not shockingly, because I am a youngish mom. But Congresswoman Brittany Peterson, who's a Democrat from Colorado, was on the floor cradling her 4-week-old son as she cast her vote to oppose the GOP budget deal. And that image of her rocking her baby as she was on the floor, like I said, was shared a lot because Speaker Johnson had said she couldn't proxy vote.
Of course.
Despite her baby only being 4 weeks old. So now here is an issue that I guess both Republicans and Democrats, at least some can agree on, because she and Representative Anna Paulina Luna, who's a Republican from Florida, are now trying to force a vote on a resolution that would allow new parents to designate a colleague to vote on their behalf for up to 12 weeks after welcoming a child. Now, Speaker Johnson's trying to block this.
Of course he is.
So he's refusing to bring the measure to the floor. But I guess there is a workaround, which I had not heard of before. So basically, they can file a discharge petition.
This
which
is the congressperson
the
who
two
has
women.
the two. Okay.
The two women are basically there's if they file a discharge petition, which is a rare procedural move that allows lawmakers to bypass leadership.
Oh, we like that.
So last night, their bipartisan effort got 218 signatures that they needed to bring the resolution to a future vote. So there you go. So I don't know. It seems like they have what they need to get this on the floor. We'll see if they have enough votes to actually get it to pass. But I mean, if we want more women in leadership, this is part of it.
Yeah, and the government is supposed to be of the people, by the people, for the people. Last time I checked, new moms are still people,
new moms
and they have been elected to represent you. So why not? I'm sure there will be a lot of debate about how this can be cheated, the gaming the system, but I don't think it can be. It's all going to be very legal. There will be forms to fill out. If I say I'm giving Kristin Brey my vote because I can't be there and you won't let me just vote.
Yeah. But what I thought was interesting, and then we got to go to break. But Luna said, she's like, the Republican Party is pro-family. I'm simply reminding them of that. So we will keep watching that. But Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 1:54. When we come back, we will spin around the state.
This is Libby Collins. This week on WTMJ Conversations, we talk with Larry Lynn, the godfather of Milwaukee rock and roll.
How would somebody not know what a skunk smells like? And I thought, this would be a great name. People will never forget it. And there was two ladies that were beauticians that I knew. I says, could you guys dye our hair black and with two bleach stripes in it?
WTMJ Conversations, Sunday mornings at 11 on WTMJ.
Hi, this is Michelle Voskel, CPA and team member at Right Choice Tax Resolution. The IRS has you in their crosshairs. We are local and know how to deal with the IRS and state to solve your situation. Just the other week, we successfully removed the target on Nick to get $194,358 of taxes and penalties removed. This is why John Neal started Right Choice Tax Resolution, to help people fight the IRS and state. You don't know the ins and outs of all the taxes they can charge you or the more than 150 penalties they can impose on you. Make the right choice and call us at 844-222-1192. We want to help so your bank account doesn't get wiped out, your paycheck or Social Security garnished, or a lien put on your house. Get rid of that stress and get back to enjoying life. Call us at 844-222-1192 or visit rightchoicetax.us right now to book a meeting. We understand how stressful this can be. The situation won't go away if you do nothing. That's 844-222-1192 or rightchoicetax.us.
The Midwest's best baseball and softball training facility and retail center is here in New Berlin, and it's ready for you and your team. From little leaguers to hardcore players and trainers, this is the place you'll want to be.
You can't beat Bernhardt.
Pain can make you feel like no matter what you try, it's not going to work. Or it can make you try any and everything. And most times, that'll make you feel like you've been taken for a ride. It's hard to believe that there's a solution to your pain problem that works, is safe, and is actually affordable. But that's why most insurance plans pay for pain treatments from Rejuvenex, because they're FDA approved and they do work. Toradol and hyaluronic acid work together to substantially alleviate your pain. And we've seen patients experience pain relief for greater than 2 years after completing a series of treatments. Is it a one and done? No. But at as low as $65 per joint, it's an affordable alternative to surgery. And it's not an expensive cross your fingers and hope it works experiment. Especially for older pain sufferers, the pain treatment that Rejuvenex offers is worth trying, because the vast majority of patients who do live better lives in a lot less pain.
Alleviate your pain, rejuvenate your life.
Go to rejuvenex.com to request your free pain evaluation.
Is outdoor living limited at your place? Well, imagine a deck, a patio, pergola, fire pit, maybe even an outdoor kitchen in your yard. Outdoor Living Unlimited is a local, family-owned company that consults, designs, and builds these things. They're the best. Let them make Outdoor Living Unlimited in your yard like they did in ours. We are Wisconsin. We live outdoors as much as possible. Make the most of it with help from Outdoor Living Unlimited. See OutdoorLivingUnlimited.com.
WTMJ, W277CV, and WKTI HD2 Milwaukee from the Annex Wealth Management Studios. This is News Radio WTMJ, a Good Karma brand station.
Are you on track to achieve your retirement plans? Hi, I'm Jeff Kowal of Kowal Investment Group. We've recently joined Creative Planning, a national registered investment advisor. This move to Creative expands our ability to provide comprehensive wealth management, investment advisory, and retirement planning services. Now is the time to put your lifetime of hard work into action. For over 37 years, we've helped clients toward making their retirement dreams become a reality, and we'd like to help you too. And the best part, your plan will be completely tailored to you. Our in-house team of specialists will take the time to learn about you and your family, review your current situation, and find out what your goals are. Then we'll design a plan to help you get there. To get started, request your free meeting today with one of our fiduciary advisors by visiting creativeplanning.com. Whether you have met with us in the past or this will be your first meeting with us, we're excited to introduce Kowal Investment Group to you as Creative Planning. Visit creativeplanning.com today.
It's WTMJ's Debbie Lazaga for Comfort Awnings. You've heard me talk about the wonderful new retractable awning the team at Comfort Awnings installed at my home. Well, spring is quickly approaching, and it's the perfect time for you to get an awning installed, so it's ready once the temps warm up. Comfort Awnings is a local family-owned company in Burlington that provides expert installation in southeast Wisconsin and northern Illinois. Until March 21st, you can receive a free motor with the purchase of any retractable awning or screens. Call 414-AWNINGS or visit comfortawnings.com to learn more.
No matter how many people are in your family, buying new jackets for the cold weather months can be expensive. But when you shop St. Vincent de Paul thrift stores, prices on cold weather jackets will give you a sigh of relief because thrift store prices mean great deals. And right now we have a great selection. Find great deals on cold weather jackets for the family at St. Vincent de Paul thrift stores on Highway 100 in Layton and Greenfield, 23rd in Lincoln, and 76th and Bradley Road in Milwaukee.
Ooh, you're gonna love it, St. Vincent de Paul.
Many times, patients have symptoms they didn't know were actually related to their airway breathing issues.
I was suffering from sinus issues, jaw issues, and neck pain. I guess I just kind of had my breaking point.
Unfortunately, this is typical. But until you get to the root of your problem, it's going to just persist. Fortunately, Jody took action, and the results were typical as well.
My quality of life is so different. But one of the first things that I noticed was my breathing. I don't ever remember being able to breathe like that.
Being able to breathe freely is life-changing, and the effects can go beyond that.
Sleeping better, having more energy, and it seemed as if all of those symptoms that I had just melted away.
And thank heavens for that, because at Advent, results are what drive us, helping you breathe well so you can live better.
Results may vary. Most insurance accepted.
The place you want to go, Lynch McWanago.
Nobody sells for less than Lynch.
Stay up to date with your trusted and relevant source in news, sports, traffic, and weather. We are Wisconsin's radio station. News Radio 620, WTMJ, Milwaukee.
At 2:01, it is currently sunny and 39 degrees in Milwaukee. I'm Julia Fellow. Tonight, mostly clear, a low of 32. Tomorrow, you could see the sun, 59 inland, 50 at the lake. From the WTMJ Breaking News Center, school resource officer training continues for 38 Milwaukee police officers ahead of the court-ordered deadline Saturday to get officers back in Milwaukee public schools. Director of Operations for the National Association of School Resource Officers, Mac Hardy, tells TMJ4 News the job requires unique skill sets.
Dealing with the adolescent brain development, to understand that, to understand where the brain development is on these kids, working with students with disabilities, understanding traumatized kids, and understanding kids while they're in stress.
The officers must complete 40 hours of training and pass an exam with a score of 70% or higher. City Clerk in Madison just placed on administrative leave.
The move comes amidst an ongoing investigation by the city and the Wisconsin Elections Commission into how 193 ballots went uncounted during the 2024 general election. Madison City Attorney Michael Haas will fill in for Witzel Bell while the investigation continues. Last week, the Elections Commission voted to force Madison City workers to sit for depositions. That list is expected to include Witzel Bell. The commission meets later this afternoon to consider further action relating to the missing missing ballots. Adam Roberts, WTMJ News.
Racine police say a 17-year-old girl was killed after a reckless driving incident.
Tariana Scales was driving a car with 4 friends in it when they were hit near 16th and Taylor over the weekend. Scales died Tuesday. At least one of the teenage passengers also remains in the hospital today. That according to the Racine Journal-Times. The driver of the vehicle that hit them was clocked at 90 miles per hour just moments before the crash. That driver, Salvador Coronado, remains in the hospital as well. He spent some time behind bars in the past for fleeing an officer. Charges have yet to be filed in this case. Eric Bilstead, WTMJ News.
President Donald Trump responds to EU tariffs after the U.S. imposes tariffs on steel and aluminum.
Of course I'm going to respond.
President Trump said when asked if he would retaliate with more tariffs.
The EU was set up in order to take advantage of the United States.
And he said Ireland was included.
Of course they are. I can't, I have great respect for Ireland and what they did. And they should have done just what they did. But the United States shouldn't have let it happen. We had stupid leaders.
He said the EU treats the U.S. very badly.
European Union's been very tough. And it's our turn.
Stacey Lynn, CBS News, Washington.
Time for news about your money, the WTMJ Annex Wealth Management Market Update. Everything in the green. The Dow is up 47, S&P 500 up 43, NASDAQ up 240, up more than 1.25%. Financial planning at every level. Annex Comprehensive Wealth, Annex Private Client, Annex Ignite. Details at annexwealth.com. Sports, traffic, and weather are next. Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time 2:04.
Are you looking for a new car or truck? Well, good news. Inventories have really improved lately, and I have a few ideas to help you find the vehicle of your dreams. I'm Jim Token, president of Adam, the Auto Dealers Association of Metro Milwaukee. The first step to getting that car of your dreams is to visit any of the 115 Adam member dealerships, where you can see their selection in person and take test drives. You can also find out about the new cars they have on order and reserve the one you want. Or if you really want to get the exact car you're dreaming of, they can order it for you. It might take a few weeks for delivery, but hey, wouldn't it be nice to have the perfect vehicle built just for you? This is your chance. Plus, if you're thinking of trading in your current car or ending your lease early, you'll be amazed at what dealers are offering. And if you prefer to handle the negotiations and paperwork remotely, no problem. Most Adam dealers will even bring cars to you for test drives. So don't wait. Start your search now. Find an Adam member dealer near you at adamm.com.
At Erickson's Landscape Supply, we have durable, maintenance-free polywood patio furniture and #1 grade treated natural pine Amish-made patio furniture. And we also have a wonderful assortment of concrete benches, statues, and fountains available in a selection you just gotta see to believe. Erickson's Landscape Supply, high-quality mulch and stone for a whole lot less, plus a whole lot more. Commercial or residential, visit ericksonslandscapesupply.com to see our entire selection or stop on in today. He told us to load 4 yards into his 8-foot bed, but we knew that 3 full, honestly measured yards were going to fill his truck bed to the rim. After we proved that, he told us the other guys have been telling him he's been getting 4 yards in there for years. Honest measurements and honest folks who just want to do you right. So you come back. Erickson's Landscape Supply, high-quality mulch and stone for a whole lot less. Commercial or residential, visit ericksonslandscapesupply.com to see our entire selection.
Time for a WTMJ Sports Update from the Gruber Law Office's One Call That's All Sports Desk. The NFL League year and free agent signing period begins this afternoon at 3 o'clock. Less than an hour from now, Aaron Rodgers reportedly drawing interest from the Steelers and the Giants, both teams on the Packers' schedule this season. In college basketball, Golden Eagles begin Big East tournament play this afternoon at 1:30 against Xavier. Tomorrow afternoon, Thursday afternoon at 1:30 against Xavier. And Wisconsin Badgers begin play in the Big Ten tournament tomorrow afternoon at 1:30 against the winner of tonight's game between Northwestern and Minnesota. Badger Sports Updates are sponsored by Siding Unlimited. Siding and a whole lot more. Let's take a look at your roads, your WTMJ Johnson Sons Paving Time Saver traffic. Everything looking really good in southeast Wisconsin. But I do want to tell you about something because we do have a lot of friends up north in the Fox Valley area, Green Bay, that listen. And on 41 southbound, it's completely closed right now beyond the ramp from Lombardi Avenue because of a big crash. Traffic is backing up for miles right now in the Green Bay area. So I just want to make you aware if you're headed up there.
Traffic is sponsored by the famous Fox and Hounds restaurant near Holy Hill.
Buy one dinner, get one free tonight at the historic Fox and Hounds Supper Club, including steak and lobster. And desserts are buy one, get one free. Tables are open, foxandhoundsrestaurant.com.
Here is your WTMJ 5-day forecast. Clear tonight, a low of 32. Sunny tomorrow. High at the lake, 50, 59 inland. Friday, partly cloudy, windy. Thunderstorms possible at night. 61 at the lake, 70 inland. Saturday, cloudy, windy with a possibility of showers, a high of 57. Sunday, breezy and colder. Flurries possible, a high of 39. Right now in Madison, it's cloudy and 50 degrees. Mostly cloudy in Green Bay, where it's 46 degrees. And Waukesha, the same at 47 degrees. Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 2:08.
It's time to take a spin around Wisconsin and find stories you might have missed. Here's Spinning the State on Spanning the State with Kristin, Brey, and Brian Noonan.
Where will we go today? Only the wheel knows, but once the wheel has spun, you can always get all the details by texting SPIN to the Siding Unlimited WTMJ Talk and Text line at 855-616-1620. All right, buckle up. Here we go.
Franklin.
Kristin, did you ever look at a product that's a little unusual and you go, where did this come from? Who makes this?
Yes.
Yes, of course you do. We all do. That's not a unique thing. Well, Franklin is home to a unique medical product, and its manufacturer is about to invest a lot of money in the community to expand their manufacturing facility. Who is that? Tiger Aesthetics Medical is building a $50 million manufacturing operation in Franklin with the 12,000 square foot facility, including new technology for the company's silicone breast implants business.
All right.
That is an unusual medical product.
Is it unusual?
Well,
I wonder
in my
what the
world,
rate is of
I don't
breast
know.
implants in the United States.
You probably have more female friends than I do. I don't know anyone with.
Yeah, maybe you should Google that.
Maybe we get to.
Sorry to derail you.
No, that's all right. They're real and they're spectacular. That's all I have to say about that. Tiger Aesthetics came into Wisconsin last year with the acquisition of the breast implant business, which was owned by Sientra, which was a California-based company that was in Chapter 11 bankruptcy. The acquisition included taking over Sientra's site in the Franklin Business Park, where the company leased 24,000 square feet of manufacturing spaces and 2 warehouses totaling 45,000 square feet. Milwaukee Business Journal reported that the expansion will join operations Tiger Biosciences has in California, Texas, Pennsylvania, and North Carolina, and is a sign of its commitment to manufacturing products in the United States. Tiger Aesthetics makes a variety of aesthetic medical products, including a biostimulatory facial filler.
Okay.
Pellet-rich plasma products.
Okay.
Or platelet-rich plasma products. And absorbable sutures for facelifts.
All important.
I guess, sure. I'm getting facelifts. I'm getting breast implants. I'm going to one place. We'll go to Franklin and buying it in bulk.
There you go. I had a friend who was a medical device salesperson, and so they would just have to carry around different sizes of breast implants.
Really?
Yeah. So I've held one before.
Have you?
Yeah.
There has to be more than one. So how does one, if you are selling those, how does one differentiate their silicone breast implant from the other guy's silicone breast implant?
Well, I think it's shape.
Implant?
It's probably also what they're filled with.
Yes.
Because it's different of silicone and what
Saline.
else? Saline. There. And so you were very quick with that.
Listen, I've done my research. I know how this works.
And so, yeah, I would imagine,
All
I
right.
don't know, durability? I have not done enough research into this.
I like thinking about how they would test the durability.
Yeah.
But that's for another time. We must spin the wheel once
act
again.
like water balloons and just chuck them at one another.
Just chuck them. Just have people pull it on them, babies biting on them.
Sun Prairie. All right, Sun Prairie. Setting a goal is one thing, but achieving that goal, that is something else. So Sun Prairie not only set an ambitious goal in 2022, they have now officially achieved it. Sun Prairie this year has become the first Wisconsin municipality to achieve 100% renewable electricity for municipal operations.
Wow.
That is something.
That's impressive.
So the city said the milestone means that all city buildings, including City Hall, the Sun Prairie Public Library, the wastewater treatment plant, and the West Side Community Building, along with the municipal infrastructure such as EV charging stations, traffic lights, and well pumps, are now powered entirely by clean energy. The Wisconsin State Journal reports that the city said it powers municipal operations with a mix of in-house solar energy and renewable energy blocks from WPPI Energy. Since 2018, Sun Prairie has installed 3 solar photovoltaic systems generating more than 750 megawatt hours of clean electricity annually. Sun Prairie said that the shift has cut 5,358 metric tons of greenhouse gas emissions.
That's pretty impressive.
That is pretty impressive.
Kudos to Sun Valley.
Yeah, Sun Prairie.
Sun Prairie and Sun Valley. Let's not leave them out. Why do we have to be so discriminatory against Sun Valley? Sun Prairie, good for you.
Cleveland.
I always triple check when I find a story from Cleveland because I want to make sure it's from Cleveland, Wisconsin, which for a long time I didn't know existed. But this does. Now, pie, when you hear that, you're probably thinking a delicious dessert or a number that most of us can only define in simple terms, or maybe an excuse for math and science enthusiasts to party. Well, Pie Day is coming up tomorrow.
It's Friday.
Today's the 12th, isn't it?
Yeah, isn't Pi Day 3/14?
Oh, 3/14. Yeah, why am I thinking?
You can't even get to the second digit.
No, because I'm looking. You're right. Because they're having the Pie-Looza. That's the problem. Lakeshore College is hosting its second annual Pie-Looza tomorrow from 4 to 7. Why are they doing it tomorrow? I don't know. Because math and science enthusiasts have plans on Friday night. Maybe they have to go to a slide rule convention.
Events. They have other pie events to go to.
Listen, it's our pie gala. It's the black tie. The event, anyway, is going to be staged on the college's Cleveland campus and included programs in science, technology, engineering, and math, along with STEM and pie-themed games. This sounds like a humdinger of a get-together. Among the activities will be a 3D printing showcase, robotics operation, coding, machining challenges, and automotive demonstrations. Participants can also tour facilities and network with other local employers. Reporting in the Sheboygan Press said the event is free and no advance registration is required. So yes, Kristin is correct. Pie Day is Friday. Their Pie-Looza is tomorrow, the 13th. I don't know why.
Come on, Cleveland, get it together.
Yeah, you think you've got all these people good with numbers. Now you're just sounding
bad with
like
dates.
me.
Good with numbers, bad with dates.
Bad with dates indeed. All right, if you missed any of this or just want to find out where you can send a letter protesting Pie-Looza the day before Pie Day, then text SPIN, S-P-I-N, to the Citing Unlimited WTMJ Talkin' text line. That's 855-616-1620. You can also just subscribe to the podcast, and then you'll get all the content from Spanning the State coming right to you without any issue. Coming up next, if you are somebody who is chomping at the bit to buy concert tickets first, you want to make sure you get that seat that you really want, you may be doing yourself a disservice. We'll talk about that and so much more on Spanning the State.
You should be listening to Wisconsin's Midday News each weekday from 11 to 1.
Bucks President Peter Fagan joins us live here in the studio right now.
But if you missed us, catch up anytime with Greg Matzik and Jessica Ty by listening to the Wisconsin's Midday News podcast.
What you're seeing now is like the reality of, playing a season together, kind of, getting to know each other.
Powered by Siding Unlimited, siding, and a whole lot more.
Don't forget, take us with you wherever you go. We'd love to have you with us.
When you come to Kendor Marine, you'll find parts you didn't even know you needed. And if you're a boating enthusiast, like I know you are, then you're going to love wandering the aisles here. We've staked our reputation on thinking just like you. So we know what you need now and what you're going to need later to keep your boat in tip-top shape. This is Dave Doro, and boaters in the know exactly where to go. Kendor Marine, 57th and Ryan Road in Franklin.
Hey boaters, cruise to Kendor Marine. We got everything you need but the water.
KendorMarine.com.
Hey boaters!
We have the go-to marine store. And it's not just because we have all the boat parts and supplies you'll ever need, including oddball parts you thought you'd never be able to find. And it's also because we're cheaper than the other guys too. So why shop anywhere else? This is Dave Doro from Kendor Marine. Boaters in the know exactly where to go. Kendor Marine, 57th and Ryan Road in Franklin.
Hey boaters, Cruise to Kendor Marine, we got everything you need but the water.
Woo! Hey, this is Ben Brust from Kyle Brust and Ortman on ESPN Wisconsin. People can't stop screaming about the Screamin' Sicilian frozen pizza, and no wonder. There's plenty to scream about, like the buttery stone-fired crust, secret recipe tomato sauce, mounds of whole milk mozzarella, and tons of premium toppings. Find Screamin' Sicilian in your local grocer's freezer and find out for yourself why Sporked called Screamin' Sicilian's Holy Pepperoni frozen pizza the best of the best. Screamin' Sicilian, taste what all the screamin' is about.
Welcome back to Spanning the State. I am Kristin Brey.
And I'm Brian Noonan. And back when I was first going to concerts, in order to make sure you got the best seats, you had to line up outside of Sears or camp outside of Sport Mart.
Just like Southwest.
Just like Southwest. But like for the first time I saw Springsteen, where on the Born in the USA tour, where that song came from, we slept outside of a Sport Mart, and not just me, like hundreds of people for days. Well, now people are getting online. If you've tried to get tickets lately, it's hard because people are waiting. How many times did Ticketmaster crash when Taylor Swift tickets went on sale?
I don't know. I remember it was a disaster.
It was
People were
horrible.
very upset.
Well, it turns out, according to some reporting in the Journal Sentinel, getting your tickets first may be good if you're a super fan, but not if you're a super fan on a budget.
Okay.
Because they told the story at the beginning of this. Piet Levy was the reporter, told the story about somebody who bought tickets for Stevie Wonder's last show here in Milwaukee.
Okay, yeah.
Bought the tickets, it was online, got his tickets right away. He got in, boom, he got these great floor seats, like 7th row. He was so excited. And he paid like $400 a ticket.
Ooh, okay.
Something like that. Then, as the concert got closer, he was curious, and we know what they say about curiosity. It kills the cat, and it really upsets you if you're losing money. The same tickets in the same section, same row, as they got closer, kept going down in price, down in price, down in price. To the day of the concert, he could have got the exact same tickets for about 2/3 of what he paid. This is happening more and more as more concerts are coming to the area. Fewer tickets are being sold for those concerts. So according to people that were interviewed in this, one of a trade publication, Polestar, talked about ticket prices. We all know they're going up. They said they averaged $136.45 for the top 100 grossing North American tours. $136 seems pretty cheap these days.
Well, that's a top 100 grossing North American tour. So that's the median or the
That's the average ticket price.
The average ticket price. If you think about all of the tickets,
so
even
take
the
your Beyonce
nosebleeds.
tickets for
So you take Beyonce versus, I don't know,
Rat.
who's the 100th person on that list?
I don't know, for maybe some.
And is that before or after fees?
Wow, see, now you're bringing up fees. We don't even get into fees
Because
here.
fees probably adds another $50 to that.
Don't even get me started on fees. I bought some Brewers tickets today. The fees. I'm like, really, fees? And you may say, why are you buying Brewers tickets? Because we're a partner. Don't worry about that.
Okay.
But the point is, my buddy used to wait until the day of, and he would go and buy tickets. And he always told me you could do that. Is that, like, I would be too nervous about that. That wouldn't work.
Well, I feel like this whole strategy is just that, right? Like, you have to, I think if you are going to wait to see if ticket prices come down, you have to be okay with the fact that you may not, they may not come down, they may get more expensive, or you may not get a ticket at all.
That's true.
Right? It's just a game of risk.
As they talked to theater group owners here in Milwaukee, there were two things they said. One is that just know that if this becomes more normalized, which it hasn't yet, according to the Pabst Theater Group spokesperson, he said, no, there's not any more people waiting till the day of than there was like 5 years ago.
Okay.
So people haven't started doing it yet, but they're afraid that then that would become normal, and so then as a consumer, you're going to have a harder time. Plus, as a venue, you're going to have a lot harder time.
Well, so is the issue that they're being resold
No.
for lower price?
No, the issue is the diehard fans are buying what they want right away, and there's something called
So they're not
double-based
selling out.
platinum inventory. No, they're not selling out. So, they consider if you're going to buy it that first wave, you're a platinum fan.
So they're price fixing.
Kind of, because one of the quotes was, the biggest loss leader is an empty seat. So as it gets closer, they want to sell those seats. So they're dropping the price. And it's making the people who bought the tickets feel dumb, like they've been duped. Now,
this is different than like scalper people who buy the tickets for the only reason knowing that they're going to resell them and up the price.
Yes, exactly. Okay. This is if you went on, say there's a concert at Fiserv, and you went on and you looked on the first day, and your ticket was going to be $250. You go to that same site, maybe a couple weeks before the concert. Now that same ticket is $175, $150. Because they hadn't sold. And that's why we're seeing a lot of tours cancel, too, because they're not selling enough tickets.
Well, maybe so maybe the initial price should be lower.
Well, listen, they figure they're going to get a few of the double platinum fans who are going to buy out a bunch anyway, and then you've got the less. I don't know if I could wait till the last minute. I'd get a little too nervous. But now it's starting, this whole movement of waiting is starting to gain traction. And there's even an account on X, formerly known as Twitter, that under face value, and you can track.
That it's at under face value? Okay.
So you can track where you can get your tickets.
Oh.
So I don't know. I've stopped going to concerts, one, because it's just a pain. It is. It's a hassle. But
what do you still do in public anymore?
Very little. I show up here.
You do show up
which
here.
Is good.
Is this public?
No, but I have to walk through the public to get here. I have to drive amongst the public.
Not in the morning.
No, that's. Why do you think I get here so early? It's not because I'm an eager beaver. It's not because I have a work ethic. It's because there's less people. I just stroll in. No, but I joke about the pain, it being a pain. It is kind of, but it's mostly the price.
Yeah.
When you look at when Rhea said she wanted to see Bruce Springsteen, she's never seen Bruce Springsteen, which is a mistake. You should see Bruce Springsteen. Or was that you?
That was me.
That was you. One of you. Well, I don't think Rhea's seen him either. No. So you both have poor judgment. You need to go and see him.
Okay.
But I didn't go on the last tour because his ticket prices shot
Steve
so
went
far
on that
up.
one. He said it was great.
Yeah, I'm sure it was. All the shows I've seen him do have been great. But I've seen him enough times to go, okay, I'll save that $300 a piece and I'll watch a documentary. I'll put on my Spotify Bruce Springsteen playlist and have.
You can watch his Netflix special.
I can watch the Broadway special.
His Broadway show.
Yes,
Yeah,
I don't need to go. That's crazy. All right, let's do this and we'll come back. And there's more. It's WTMJ.
The Upswing with Jeff Sherman.
So Sidney Moncrief, Bucks legend, joins us in studio. How did your NBA career prepare you for the boardrooms that you're in each and every day?
It doesn't.
Wow, all right.
I wanted to take the concept of entrepreneurship and put it with a different lens, the lens of literacy. We need to understand these principles of literacy.
Weekdays from 10 to 11 on WTMJ. Presented by Horicon Bank, the natural choice for all your banking needs.
Is outdoor living limited at your place? Well, imagine a deck, a patio, pergola, fire pit, maybe even an outdoor kitchen in your yard. Outdoor Living Unlimited is a local, family-owned company that consults, designs, and builds these things. They're the best. Let them make Outdoor Living Unlimited in your yard like they did in ours. We are Wisconsin. We live outdoors as much as possible. Make the most of it with help from Outdoor Living Unlimited. See OutdoorLivingUnlimited.com.
Oh, my goodness, we have an exciting giveaway this Friday on Spanning the State. That's right. One fan is going to win 2 front row tickets. That's right, I said front row tickets to see the Beach Boys. They're coming to the Riverside Theater Friday, May 23rd. Kristin, you ever sit in the front row of a concert?
No, I don't think I have.
I have not. The closest I've got is third row. Front row is unbelievable. The Beach Boys are going to be great. When are we giving them away? Friday, right here on Spanning the State. You know the Beach Boys, timeless songs. They shape music history. They continue to inspire generations to move to California and then be bitterly disappointed that it's not like a Beach Boys album. Experience the music, the magic, and the good vibrations. The Beach Boys are still making waves. You can win 2 front row tickets to the Beach Boys. They're coming to the Riverside Theater May 23rd. Be here on Spanning the State this Friday. What time? I'm not going to tell you. You got to listen to the entire show. It's 2 front row Beach Boys tickets Friday here on Spanning the State.
The latest gift with purchases arrived at your local Merle Norman Cosmetics, including Foundation Primer Plus, Soft Touch Eyeshadow Duo, Lasting Cheek Color, and Plush Lip Liner and Pinky Swear. You'll take it everywhere you go. Shop in studio now and take a look at our spring Very Cherry color collection at Merle Norman Cosmetics Salon and Spa at Brookfield Square. Free with the purchase of 2 or more Merle Norman Cosmetic products. Cosmetic accessories not included. Offer valid while supplies last at participating Merle Norman Cosmetic studios only. Limit 1 per customer. We reserve the right to modify the gift if needed. Promotion not available at merlenorman.com.
Don't think twice. Call Geis.
A great way to add value and curb appeal to your home is with a new LiftMaster or CHI maintenance-free garage door. Hey, it's WTMJ's Greg Matzik. A study by Remodelers Magazine reports that the average return on investment is an amazing 82%. Garage doors rank first among all home improvement projects. To see Geis's huge selection of doors, visit their showroom in Brookfield, or you can also visit their online showroom at geisdoors.com. Geis has everything from alley doors to custom wood designer doors and everything in between. Remember, for all your garage door needs, you call Geis at 262-784-4250. That number again, 262-784-4250. It's Geis. Visit them online at geisdoors.com.
Don't think twice. Call Geis.
It's Spanning the State. I'm Brian Noonan.
And I am Kristin Brey. And I know what I'm doing tonight.
I can imagine. What are you doing tonight?
The first and only Wisconsin Supreme Court debate takes place at 7 p.m. tonight.
Oh.
It's at Marquette Law School. It's going to stream, I think, on all the ABC affiliates. So here it's WISN. Madison is WKOW. I'd have to have them all memorized by throughout the state. But we'll talk about it tomorrow. It's a weird thing to me to have judges
why are
debate.
they debating? The law is the law,
and
right?
What questions you yes, and it's just I'm more and more as I live in this state unconvinced that we should elect justices. But we'll discuss that tomorrow.
Yeah.
First, ABC News and local headlines.
ABC News, I'm Michelle Franzen. More uncertainty for businesses and investors. Canada, the largest supplier of steel and aluminum to the U.S., announcing more than $20 billion in retaliatory tariffs after the U.S. implemented that 25% on tariffs for all imported metals. ABC's Karen Travers is at the White House.
The tit for tat on trade continues, this time the U.S. against Europe. President Trump Wednesday said he would respond after the European Union put in place retaliatory tariffs on about $28 billion of U.S. goods. Action it took after the president's 25% tariff on steel and aluminum went into effect.
President Trump defending massive cuts at the Department of Education, saying it will lead to more efficiency. Roughly half of the DOE workforce being laid off. Critics say underserved and special needs students will be impacted the most. After Ukraine agreed to the U.S. proposal of a 30-day ceasefire, Russia's president has yet to sign off. Today, Russia carrying out attacks across Ukraine. This is ABC News.
Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 2:31. I'm Julia Fellow. Your top story, a teenager arrested in Kansas for theft of his dead stepfather's property, now in Waukesha County Jail. He made his initial appearance in court. 17-year-old Nikita Kasap is charged with stealing his stepfather's Donald Mayer's car and a handgun. No charges filed related to the death or Kasap's mother, Tatiana. Both were found in his dead this month in their Waukesha home. And a 15-year-old boy is charged with killing his mother, bound for trial. Reed Galinsky faces a first-degree murder charge. He may have been inspired, according to court records, by a Netflix documentary on the Menendez brothers when he allegedly hit his mother with a dumbbell before repeatedly stabbing her in their Franksville home. Galinsky's bail is at $1 million. He'll return to court in June. Appleton International Airport will open 3 new gates in anticipation of extra travelers during the NFL draft in Green Bay. The new gates are part of a larger concourse project that, when finished, will be able to accommodate larger planes. Last year, Appleton International recorded 1 million travelers for the first time in its history. Time for news about your money, the WTMJ NX Wealth Management Market Update. Everything in the green. The Dow is up 2 points. S&P 500 is up 33. NASDAQ is up 1.25%, up 218. Financial planning at every level. Annex Comprehensive Wealth, Annex Private Client, Annex Ignite. Details at annexwealth.com. Let's take a look at your roads with the WTMJ Johnson & Sons paving time safer traffic. I-94 East at Highway 64 County J. Right shoulder's blocked because there is a disabled vehicle at this time. Looking at it, right at the off-ramp there, it is a very large semi. One more thing is going on here. Disabled vehicle on the exit to Lincoln Avenue from 41894 South. Here is your WTMJ 5-day forecast. Mostly clear tonight, a low of 32. Tomorrow, sunny. Good to see the sun. High of 50 at the lake, 59 inland. Friday, cloudy, windy. Thunderstorms at night are possible. 61 at the lake, 70 inland. Saturday, mostly cloudy, windy, with showers possible, a high of 57. Sunday, breezy, colder, and flurries possible Sunday, a high of 39 degrees. Right now in Madison, it's cloudy at 50 degrees. Green Bay, cloudy at 46. Waukesha, mostly cloudy at 47 degrees. Outdoor living unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 2:34.
A Friday Lent fish fry is a family tradition. WTMJ's John Mercure here. Don't wait until Friday. During Lent, the amazing Mind Chef restaurant in Hartford serves their all-you-can-eat fish fry on Wednesday and Friday. And check this part out. It's $7.99. That's great value. Inflation's tough. They've got your back at the Mind Chef. It's the best fish fry value anywhere, and it's delicious. I love the Mind Chef fish fry. Every Wednesday, kids and grandkids 5 and under eat free from the kids' menu, and then they can safely play in that world-class game room quietly set aside from the dining area while you finish up dinner. Just perfect. The full super affordable menu is, of course, always available. Wherever you live, it's worth the drive to the Mind Chef today for your Wednesday all-you-can-eat Lenten fish fry, and it's just $7.99. Desserts are buy one, get one free. I love that. In beautiful downtown Hartford and just off the interstate in Oshkosh, it's the Mind Chef. Big food, big fun. Thursdays, buy one pizza, get a second pizza free. Check them out at mindchefrestaurant.com.
So if you're already in a relationship with an auto service center, that's great. We hope things keep firing on all cylinders.
But if you're not in a relationship, why not book your next date with us at Richlands the next time you're due for service?
All of our locations are AAA approved and staffed by ASC certified technicians with PhDs in
We can fix anything!
Put that on top of the friendliest, hardest working staff you'll ever meet inside a tire and service center,
and you've got yourself a rock-solid date.
the next time you're due for factory scheduled maintenance,
Or tires, brakes, and suspension service.
book your date at richlawns.com.
Or just Google us. But remember, Richlands is spelled with 2 N's.
And oh yeah, be safe, buckle up, and hey,
Always make sure you have good tread on your tires. I'm Courtney Matchkey with Richlands, and you're due for a date.
clever.
Richlands Tire and Service, such a refreshing change. Richlands.
Our house in the middle of our street. Our house in the middle of our...
Welcome back to Spanning the State. I'm Kristin Brey.
I'm Brian Noonan, and we all know that housing prices continue to rise. According to the Wisconsin Realtors Association, the median home price in Wisconsin is $293,000. Now, each year, Habitat for Humanity affiliates in Wisconsin help several hundred low-income families with safe, decent, and affordable housing. Last week, local affiliates of Habitat for Humanity of Wisconsin met in Green Bay to continue addressing the state's affordable housing crisis. Here to talk to us about the work of Habitat for Humanity of Wisconsin, the challenges of building affordable homes, and the challenges of working with federal funding that doesn't seem to fill the need is Peter Lewandowski. He's the executive director of Habitat for Humanity of Wisconsin. Peter, thanks for being here.
Yeah. Hi, Brian. Thanks for having me.
Sure. Can you give us a brief description of Habitat Humanity Habitat for Humanity kind of as a program, and then how Habitat Humanity of Wisconsin began.
Absolutely. So Habitat for Humanity really goes back to the late 60s, early 70s, where, we're coming out of the turmoil of the 60s and essentially looking for ways for, a more just society and, promoting home ownership for all Americans. And so with that, out of Plains, Georgia, started out as a small Christian housing ministry, rapidly expanded from 1976 onward. And now, currently, there are over 1,000 Habitat affiliates across the U.S., 70 countries worldwide on 6 continents. And Habitat, we just celebrated our 40th anniversary, I think, as you were mentioning, in Green Bay at Lambeau Field, really got going in 1984. So now we have dozens of Habitat affiliates all throughout the state, really serving our neighbors, building homes, community, and hope.
So who qualifies for the program, and what does it cost the potential homeowner?
So I think the beauty of it is that, in terms of price, what we do is we work with partner families to help them afford a market rate home, here in Wisconsin, obviously. So as part of that, each affiliate across the state is raising money, from private and public sources, so that housing is more affordable. We're actually, lending the 30-year mortgages. We're moving forward, actually building the homes with the partner families, which we call sweat equity. So there are several ways in which, the family would participate, and that Habitat tries to make that housing more affordable. I think what we're really known for is providing a 30-year fixed rate mortgage at 0%, which is a lot lower than your average 6.6.
Yeah.
Now. Mm-hmm.
Is there a threshold of income for a partner family?
Yes. So typically we serve families, anywhere between 30 to around 80% of area median income. And, for folks that are thinking about the program, they're thinking about, is home ownership the right next step for me, my family, I encourage them to contact their local Habitat affiliate and go from there.
So one of the things that came up at the conference was the use of environmentally sustainable homes and modular homes, which would be a change for Habitat. You mentioned you're building the homes with the partner family. What would that mean for Habitat for Humanity to use modular homes? What would the advantages be?
Yeah, great question. So modular homes are exciting. I think, our traditional model is that, as we're trying to build a community, part of that is on the build site. And so Habitat, we're always looking to become more efficient, to be good stewards, and to really boost, the number of homes that we're producing, serve more families. So as part of that, was when we look at modular, it just becomes so much more efficient to really produce these homes. And there's still work that could be completed. Mm-hmm. I don't think that modular housing would ever, replace 100% of the homes that we're producing, but, still provides a very energy efficient platform, for us to serve families. And it benefits them not just doing something great for the environment, but really that long-term energy savings that, families aren't really burdened with that heating bill, with these Wisconsin winters. So there are a number of benefits.
So as far as, obviously, Habitat for Humanity is all over Wisconsin, and affordable housing is an issue all over Wisconsin. When working in rural communities compared to urban communities, what are kind of the differences and similarities between them?
Absolutely. So I think some of the similarities are, the price of land can drastically change. You're looking at, labor costs, material costs. Certainly that was something all throughout the pandemic where, we need to afford, the building materials, lumber and concrete, poor basements, So certainly those are some things that are in common. Habitat's model, like I said, really has been self-sufficient, for quite some period of time. So, as part of that, we oftentimes raise money in the community to make, make that home ownership possible.
Mm-hmm.
In rural areas, sometimes, there isn't the same level of economic activity. Maybe there isn't the same number of employers, obviously, in a rural part of the state compared to Milwaukee, right? So, we have to become more creative with our financing, and the cost of working there tends to be greater in a rural environment as well in some cases, where, we have to put in infrastructure. Obviously, you have to do more than build a house. You need the streets, the pipes, everything to go along with that. We want our homeowners to be successful and safe too. So,
you mentioned the program being self-sufficient. There is some government, some federal funds that come in, but that seems to be a little in question now. So, if the funding freeze continues, how is it going to affect the program, and where do you look to make up the difference?
Certainly. So, I think first off, at Habitat, we want to be good stewards.
Sure.
And, we're fine. We're fine. We understand that there really, scrutiny it's fair to, for nonprofits to be, face some scrutiny.
Yeah.
What I would say though, is that, we really base the most of our production off of those private dollars.
Okay.
And some of the public dollars that we try to be good stewards of, they really help us boost our production.
Yeah.
So, we can still complete our mission, but I would say that really helps us, stretch that much further, across the state and into communities. And so, if those public dollars were to evaporate, we're still going to be doing great work, but money becomes tighter. And we're able to, you can do more with less sometimes.
Sometimes, yeah.
But it becomes a challenge. Absolutely. So the second part of your question is, where do you make that up? That's where we would turn to private partners. We would turn to individual donors, and try to find those partnerships. America is incredibly charitable.
What was the biggest thing, Peter, to come out of the conference? You had all the affiliates there. What's the next big step in Habitat for Humanity of Wisconsin's agenda?
We're on the horizon here. We're looking at some really great opportunities, particularly in advocacy. That's kind of a newer dimension of our work. We're advocating, our 30 affiliates across Wisconsin are advocating for a really $100 million investment for the state of Wisconsin to invest in workforce housing. And so that workforce home ownership campaign has been something in the works for quite some time, starting to receive some bipartisan traction, which is extraordinary in these times. And so that was definitely part of the buzz of the conference. Lieutenant Governor Sarah Rodriguez, joined us to provide some remarks. WIDA CEO Elmer Moore was there as well to wish us the best. So we're looking at those broader partnerships. And really, I think that's what we're focused on is, how can we take, these new partnerships, pool our efforts to, really address a statewide and a nationwide issue.
All right. And Peter, before we let you go, Habitat for Humanity, always looking for volunteers, right? How can people get involved?
Oh, 100%. I'd say contact your local affiliate. In over 53 counties, 30 affiliates, please, if you're interested, whether it's swinging a hammer, helping out in our restore, we'd love to have you out on that build site. And, look forward to seeing you soon.
Well, Peter, we appreciate your time today. Peter Lewandowski is the Executive Director of Habitat for Humanity Wisconsin. I'm a big supporter of the program, Peter, so thanks for your time today.
Thank you, Brian and Kristin.
All right, when we come back, I said I'm a supporter. I actually have done some work with them, and we'll talk a little bit about that. And if you've ever worked on it, you can always throw us a text on the Siding Unlimited WTMJ Talk and Text line, 855-616-1620. It's spanning the state.
When I shop St. Vincent de Paul thrift stores, every time I come in, it's like a whole new store. It's because new inventory's arriving daily, all kinds of everything. And let me tell you, thrift store prices make buying easy. And helping others at the same time, that's icing on the cake. St. Vincent de Paul thrift stores on Highway 100 in Layton and Greenfield, 23rd in Lincoln, and 76th and Bradley Road in Milwaukee.
You're gonna love it, St. Vincent de Paul.
Visit family-owned Ken Michaels Furniture and our in-store design centers where you'll still find beautiful, luxurious, heirloom-quality American-made furniture. Right now, save 30 to 35% store-wide and take advantage of our complimentary design services. Whether you're moving, renovating, or updating, our designers will help your vision become a reality. Visit Ken Michaels Furniture in Brookfield on Capitol Drive and in Greenfield on Highway 100 to save 30 to 35% store-wide today. Sleep better and save more with mattresses from Milwaukee Mattress and Ken Michaels Furniture. Handcrafted in our Milwaukee factory, our mattresses utilize natural materials like cotton cushioning, which dissipates body heat, Joma wool quilts for warm wintry nights and cool summer evenings, and natural latex providing superior conformability and pressure relief for aching joints. Stop in today at any Ken Michaels Furniture store and save up to 50% compared to national brands.
Hey, it's WTMJ's Kristin Brey. If you're looking for a new dentist, you should check out my dentist, Dr. James Michaels at Economawalk Dental Care. Dr. Michaels is committed to providing you with the highest level of care possible. I can assure you that he will prioritize your needs, no matter how sensitive, just like he did with mine. If you're due for a dental visit, Economawalk Dental has an $89 new patient special, so you can get the care that you need at an affordable price. In addition to my exam, Dr. Michael's staff provided a gentle, professional cleaning that left my mouth feeling smooth and rejuvenated. We all have to go to the dentist, so do not put it off any longer. Check out Economawalk Dental Care at drmichaelsdentalcare.com or give them a call at 262-567-7224. If you want to start feeling confident about your smile, go see my dentist, Dr. James Michaels, at Economawalk Dental Care.
Tired of staring at the same old garage door? Vince Vitrano here, Lifetime Door Company, wants to give you a new one for free. Your chance to win by texting GARAGE to the WTMJ talk and text line, 855-616-1620. All you need to do is take a picture of your garage door or get creative. Tell us a story. Register to win, and you can pick the door of your dreams. Valued at up to $8,000, text GARAGE to the WTMJ talk and text line, 855-616-1620. For contest rules, visit our website, WTMJ.com.
All right, so you learned how to swing a hammer while
I knew
volunteering at Habitat for Humanity?
I knew how to swing a hammer. What I didn't know how to do was lay sheetrock on a ceiling.
Oh,
which is,
okay. I also do not know how to do that.
It's you need a lot of shoulder strength. Now, this was, again, I was in Clarksdale, Mississippi, because my brother, who went on to become a paid hack for politicians. He ran campaigns, and he was a lobbyist, and now he owns a weed store.
Wow, that's quite the journey.
It is quite the journey, but he started out as a regional director in Clarksdale, Mississippi, which is about an hour and a half south of Memphis, really poor area as you can imagine. And so I was going through town, and I stopped to work with him for a week. This is, I mean, if you lay sheetrock, what I'm going to say, you're probably going to laugh at. We took a 2x4 and a 2x4s and made a T, a long T, and then one person or two people would hold up the sheetrock and the other person would drill. And it's all shoulders, as you can imagine, because sheetrock is heavy. On the walls, it's not so bad, but everywhere else. And I've always, some people complain about charity because they're heartless, and they say, oh, we're just giving people handouts. I've always thought that Habitat for Humanity, yes, it's a charity, you're giving somebody, but it's a hand up more than a handout, because as we heard Peter say, you have to put in sweat equity if you are one of these partner families. And I watched firsthand as I was helping a family build their house, the house next door, construction had stopped. And when I asked why, I was told, well, those people weren't helping. They weren't showing up.
Okay.
So if you're not showing up to put in your hours, and it can be anybody in the family, and it can be as simple as just come and pick up the garbage from the site, or it doesn't have to be, listen, you need to hoist a truss to hold up the ceiling. It's whatever your family can do, but you're putting in the hours. And I was fortunate enough to be on site when a house got completed and a family came, and everybody who was working there was there. A reverend came and blessed the house. This family was crying because this town is poor.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, these people had a brand new home that they had helped create, and it was It was something that has stayed with me
Obviously.
for years, and it's a good cause. So if you have a chance, like I know a lot of workplaces do these things with Habitat, you're really doing great work. Even if you're there for one day and you put up, half a wall or a door, you've still helped somebody on their dream. So
That's
it's
awesome.
great. Yeah, it's
Very cool.
All right. Well, let's do this. Then we'll come back, and then we'll go home. Because I know Wisconsin's afternoon news, about around this time, they start really peeking through the windows. See, Brandon's in there looking, he's tapping his watch. So I'm going to stop babbling and do this on Spanning the State.
Hey Bucks fans, it's Justin Garcia from the Bucks Radio Network, here to tell you about the launch of the Bucks Central podcast feed. Everything Bucks, on demand, in one spot. From sideline to sideline, hear all the ankle-breaking, rim-rattling, and twine-tingling highlights, exclusive interviews, and more. Subscribe to the Bucks Central podcast feed wherever you get your podcasts. All the Bucks content your heart desires in one spot. Check out the Bucks Central podcast feed.
I've always believed that great service makes all the difference. At Waterstone Bank, it's more than just banking. It's personal. When I needed help choosing an account, my banker took the time to understand my needs and guided me through my options. Thanks to her advice, I can watch my money grow, knowing it's secure.
Welcome to your Waterstone Bank, where community and personal service come together. Member FDIC.
Beer fans, travel lovers, and history buffs, this is your dream vacation. Join me, Sandy Max, on a 10-day journey through Germany, Austria, and the Czech Republic. We'll enjoy Munich's famous beer halls, sip our way through Salzburg's historic breweries, and discover Vienna's culture and craft beer scene. Then end the tour in Prague, where ancient history meets modern brews. From iconic castles to authentic flavors. Grab your passport and let's raise a glass to the ultimate beer adventure. Limited spots available. Book now. Email me, sandy@wtmj.com to learn more.
Imagine all the things you dream of under one roof. You're thinking of eBay. Fashion, collectibles, car parts. It's all there. Go find the thing that keeps you up at night. eBay. Things people love.
Save up to 50% on the project, then save so much more on your energy costs. Vince Vitrano for USA Insulation. Apply for multiple generous rebate programs that can cut the cost of home insulation in half. Jeff and his team perform an energy audit to help you qualify. Then the project, filling your walls with quieting, filtering, insulating foam that saves you money on heating and cooling from day one. USAinsulation.net.
USA Insulation.
Junior Achievement of Wisconsin has had business technology from James Imaging Systems for several years. Lori Salzman, Vice President of Enterprise Services, explains why.
We started with the document imaging, and I have to say that the service and support has been fantastic.
James Imaging Systems, a 100% Wisconsin-owned and managed business technology company.
I've never met an organization that is so responsive to make sure that we are up and running all the time for us to be more efficient and allow us to focus more on the work that we do for helping young people.
Lori, what's your recommendation to others that aren't getting that kind of attention from their business technology company?
Please call James Imaging because they will work with you to make sure that you find a solution that can make you more efficient and productive.
Make the call, 262-781-7700, or visit jamesimaging.com. James Imaging Systems, your local business technology partner.
I believe it's time for me to fly.
Oh, my goodness. We have completed another marathon program. I'm beat.
I was just thinking, I was like, I wonder what would have been had I had the foresight of putting a bingo card together for tonight's Supreme Court debate.
Well, you have time.
I guess. Do I have time?
No, you don't
I have some stuff to do.
When are you going to do that?
But as far as I'm trying to think, it's like for the national debates or the Congress resolution joint session or whatever. There's like a little bit more low hanging fruit.
What are we going to get? Rape kits. We're going to get Elon's money. We're going to get
being impartial.
Being impartial. Supporting the
Act
administration's agenda. Act 10.
Maybe some drop boxes. I don't know.
Oh, I don't know. Maybe
high drama.
Yes, and again, we'll talk about it tomorrow. But how do you have opinions? The law is the law. If you're a justice, you're just supposed to
But we also get to, we were voting on them, so we also have to know who they are. So I get
Exactly.
I get it. All right. Well, Wisconsin's afternoon news is next, but we'll be back tomorrow.
See ya.
WTMJ, W277CV, and WKTI HD2 Milwaukee. From the